Hi, it's me again. I'm down in the sub basement, which is going to be the geothermal heat pump room, former boiler room. And as a former submarine officer, I mean, like, this is heaven for me down here. Tight pipes, ladders, chains, equipment. Oh yeah, love it, love it. So let me give you an idea of what's going on down here. So we're looking into the space that formerly held 4 fuel oil tanks. And this is where the plumbing comes in that corner there. The vertical pipes are where one of the 2 well fields, the one in the cloister area, comes down in. And back up above us, this is where they'll come in from the graveyard side. And if you wonder how you drill a hole in a concrete, if you've never done that at home, and I don't advise you try it, that's a coring machine right there. And you can see the big concrete slug it just drilled out of the wall, and that's where some of the piping will go through. And this is where then the well fields will combine, and we have 3 circulating pumps here, that big black device there, and 2 behind it. These are smart pumps, variable speed, energy efficient, and this will be what circulates the water to and from the well fields and up into the air handling units on the roof, and as well as to our radiators. These are the geothermal heat pumps. That's the first one, and you can see that there's 3 there. Each of them has 2 modules. That gives us all the capacity and redundancy we're going to need. And I'm taking some time to explain and show you all this because this is going to be one of the probably the time limiting factor on getting our system in operation, is getting all this piping in place. Beautiful copper piping, unfortunately gets covered in the end. Has to hook all of this stuff up. Here's where the pipes are going to come in from the graveyard side. And that big silver pipe up there, that's an old smokestack exhaust, actually, from the boilers. You can see there, yes, that black carbon there, that's what we're no longer going to be putting out into our atmosphere. So all this has got to be removed for what we're doing. And this is a very tight space, as you can see, as I walk around here. A lot of components, electrical going in there. If you wonder what it takes to power up something like this, this is the disconnect for the air handling units, and so that's about 4 feet tall, 2 feet wide. You won't have this in your home, don't look for it, but we got some serious power that's used to power these things. As I walk around, we have to also, besides putting the piping in, there's no stairwell anymore up to the basement level. That had to be cut up to rig these units, so we have to build a new steel stairwell here, as well as you can see some of this piping that has to be. This is the old smokestack piping that's going to be removed, and go back into where a former pump room was. That's a pressurizing unit for pressure tank, to keep the pressure constant through fluctuation, and new pumps that'll be back here too for circulating. All this has got to be hooked up, all in this tight space. A lot of people here, a lot of work to be done, and that's why we got to wait till probably mid-October before everything's ready to turn on for production. But we're getting there. A lot of work going on. As I mentioned, I'm a former submarine officer, and for us, pipes are beautiful. I mean, we just love pipes, particularly when the water's on the inside of them and not out in what we call the people tank, the rest of the submarine. So those of you, if you've ever done valves, manifold, copper piping, this is really a thing of beauty. And I realize that not all of you are truly going to appreciate this to the degree I do, but for those that do, we'll give you a tour of our pipes sometime. Just kidding. So we're up on the roof now, and you can see that's back where that's one of the 2 air handling units. That's the second one, which you used to see in my previous videos standing by themselves. Now we have this forest of ducting up here. All this sheet metal is going in place, and what that does is the air supplies and returns from our 7 zones to these 2 air handling units, and there'll be valves to so we can supply zones individually or in combination as needed. And most of it was prefabbed and hoisted up here, and the last piece will be the final connections. So for example, that's supplied down to one of our zones, and that has to be connected backed up to its ducting, and that can only be done once all the rest is in place. We can measure it and make those components. You can see over here, those are two other risers from two other zones that we're finishing the roofing around, and that will be where our two more zones are supply and return. So a bit more work up here, but not as much as has to be done down in the sub-basement for piping. So as a parting shot for today's video, this is our old driveway going away. And I'm shooting this on Monday. We'll be doing our binder coat, if all goes well, not later than Thursday. That's when this will all be leveled, and the first thick layer of asphalt will go down that binds the asphalt to the dirt. And we won't put a finish coat on for about 3 or 4 weeks, because we want all the construction vehicles and everything to be done before we put the final coat on. But with the binder coat, the driveway should be once again completely usable for us.